for our feature presentation.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
5:30 begins with a disturbing discovery during a traffic stop in Baltimore County. Police found the bodies of 2 children inside of a car's trunk. Their aunt has been charged in this case. You can get this according to court documents. One of the children may have died more than a year ago. Joy Burnett has more.
33-year-old Nicole Johnson faces several charges, including 2 counts of child abuse that resulted in the death of 2 children under 13. Baltimore County Police say an officer pulled Johnson over late Wednesday night, and when the officer told her that the car had to be towed because the tags were fake, the officer detected the unmistakable odor of decomposition. At one point, the officer even noticed that the clear bag contained maggots inside. According to the department, after repeated requests from the officer, Johnson removed the blanket, exposing the decomposing body of a young child. And after a search, officers found a plastic bag that was tied up. The bag was opened, revealing another decomposing body of a young child. Police say those kids were her 7-year-old niece, Jocelyn Johnson, and her 5-year-old nephew, Larry O'Neill. Johnson told police she was taking care of the kids because their mother wasn't able to. But the mom told police she tried to get her kids back, and in March of 2021, she arranged to have the children returned, but the defendant never showed. According to the documents, the little girl may have been dead since last year. The aunt told police that in May of 2020, when they were staying at an inn off Pulaski Highway, she hit the little girl, and the girl fell and hit her head. Johnson described placing her niece inside a suitcase and carrying her around in a car for many months. And according to the documents, Johnson also told police that the little boy had an injury about 2 months ago, and he never woke up, and that she placed his deceased body in the plastic tote and kept him in the trunk with his sister. Johnson remains in jail with no bond.
Baltimore County Police are still trying to piece together the exact timeline of what happened there. They're asking anyone who may have seen or heard anything related to this case over the past year to give them a call.
I met Curtis in September of last year, and I told him that I had a boyfriend that was locked up and he was okay with it, and we were having unprotected sex.
Oh, because she lying. I found out about him. She had me carrying her to the county jail because she said it was her cousin. Her friend came over my house, and that's when everything came out, like she lied about her age.
We were having unprotected sex, and he got me pregnant in like October, and I didn't.
One month later?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, when did you change your mind?
I told him that it was his in like November.
How long? Okay, in November.
Yeah, like
child was born when?
June 2nd.
Well, she told me she got an abortion. And then she texted me and told me.
Hold on, did you tell him that also, man?
Yes, I did.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
Okay. Do you have any other children?
No, this is
Thank God.
When I was trying to contact her about her baby, she told me, leave her alone, it ain't your child. And 6 months later, she popped up at my house talking about, you got a baby.
How are you so sure it's his, man?
I'm 100%.
You didn't have sex with anyone else during that time?
No.
Oh my God.
You say you saw evidence that she was in her phone or something?
I'm looking in her phone, I don't see number nude men, so she's showing everything.
Man?
Dude, she's showing everything. She know that's why she laughed.
Is that true?
I'm laughing,
Sit
yeah,
up straight. Sit up straight.
They think that I was pretty.
No, you're not cute at all. Lying to this man about his child as you believe it to be, threatening, lying to him, telling him you had an abortion of his child, knowing that it was his child. Let me see the results. She can tell that other man all that. That's not his child. Have a good day.
It's all right.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
Baby, it's all right. Oh, you It's cool, it's cool. Your baby needs some call. I feel kind of bad because I did want to be her child father because I know she sprung through life. And I feel sorry for her because it's hard to grow up without a father. And she was so confident that it was me. Maybe if she'd have kept her mouth closed and never brought up the abortion, I'd be taking care of her baby. But I'm gonna still help her out if she needs some pampers or something.
Laying on her stomach. Strangers rushed to help after they found a 9-month-old baby alone in the middle of a street.
Why the baby?
A man in Utica, New York shot this video of the baby laying on her stomach in the road, while concerned people come to check on her.
I was running.
You see? You fucking see? Look at your motherfucking baby. You see your baby? Say hi, daddy. Say hi, daddy. We not doing this together no more. Look at your child.
Why is it that when niggas is out cheating, we don't call them? We let y'all cheat. That us. I'ma cry later. But when I'm cheating, you wanna call me, you wanna meet up. No, suck my dick. Let me cheat. Don't cock block. Don't cock block. Don't be cock blocking. Let me cheat and then be mad. You didn't even let me cheat, so why you mad? I didn't even kiss the nigga yet. Cause you feasting. You feasting.
I took my girlfriend's phone and locked myself in the car.
Why are you taking it? Give it to me.
That's all.
Give it to me.
Yeah. Nah, what is this?
Give me now. Give me now. If you don't stop right now, I'm breaking up with you. Give me my phone.
If I was about to go through your phone and break up with you, why are you so mad? No.
Give me my phone right now.
No.
Stop.
I'm not from Maryland.
Stop. Give me here. Give me here. Oh, give me it now. Give me my phone.
No, I'm going through it.
Right. Give me it now. Give me it now. You're stop. Let go. Give me it.
No.
Everyone's watching, but you won't give it.
We don't need no more gangbangers. We need soldiers for our people as a whole, bro. Like, we don't need no more street niggas. We don't need no more gangbangers. We don't need no more niggas selling dope to our own people. We don't need no, bro. This shit is all part of an epic plan. Music has literally told us, shoot black people, shoot as many black people as you want, and run from the cops. That's what music has told us, bro.
Yeah.
Sell drugs to our own people, buy all the materialistic shit, buy all the shit that don't help us, Aston Martins, Bentleys, all the extra shit, Rolexes, all the extra shit, spend all our money, don't invest, don't do nothing to help the family, fuck the bitches ain't shit hoes, like, music has, bro, everybody's super real until it's time to really be real. How do we got so many killers and real goons, but we don't have real goons and real killers? It's black people still dying and getting shot every day when we get beat by police and all type of shit, and they're nowhere to be found.
Is the sheep preaching hate when he says, I'm not gonna let the wolf eat me anymore? If the wolf comes in here, next time he comes in here, I'll do whatever I have to do to keep him off my back. Is the sheep violent or is the wolf the violent one? He wasn't teaching hate, he was teaching common sense. You know, somebody's knocking you over the head, stop them. Do whatever you have to do to stop them. You know, the ones that were knocking him over the head were afraid of the fact that he might swing back, so they said, no, he's teaching hate, he's violent.
Anyone else find it just a tad bit interesting that we haven't seen more world leaders die of COVID? I mean, just based on the numbers alone, you would expect to see at least 2 or 3, but we haven't seen any. It's weird. What's even weirder is that the only presidents who have died are those who said they weren't going to allow the vaccines into their countries. Kind of makes you go, don't it?
You once told the Syracuse Herald-Journal, and this was a while ago, that the modern black athletes are the most embarrassing collection of individuals I've ever known. What drove you to make that statement?
The buffoonery, the things we fought to get away, the stereotypical gestures, the rolling of the eyes and the dancing and all of the Walt Disney stereotypical racial disgraces. You wonder how these individuals can be so stupid not to understand how the general public is looking at them. So, yeah, you know, I said that many times, and I say that to them. I don't think that is cute. And I don't think that the majority of the fans in the stands think it's cute. I think it's like chasing the shadow of the rabbit instead of chasing the rabbit. You know, entertainment was always used in slave quarters. In fact, they used to take fighters and blindfold them, put everybody in the ring, and let you fight until the last guy was standing. And they'd be sitting around the ring in tuxedos with their women and jewelry, and that was the entertainment, boss. So if you study history, you don't want to emulate the things that were degrading and humiliating. The humiliation was unreal, but now guys are voluntarily playing the yes, a boss slave. So, yeah, that's embarrassing to me, to think that in this day and age, these young men would be out there shaking their butts and not knowing much of anything else, not understanding the dignity of a man and how to play a game and play it hard and let that speak for yourself. There's no debate in this conversation. Anybody that takes the other side has got to be an enemy. Any man that would teach his son that that's the thing to do should be arrested. Education, family, character, intelligence, humility. Okay? These are the things that make a culture live. The Jewish culture has a wonderful thing about education. It has a great thing about family. It has a great thing about unity, hard work, dedication. So I would like to say the African American community should emulate that. Let's refocus.
When did you realize you should use your fame to bring about change and raise awareness?
It's not like, power is not like fame. The human spirit is power. So I had that when I was born. I never felt like a second-class citizen. When I was 6 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old, discrimination, racism was terrible. And I had no desire to engage it in a positive way in any way. So that was a determination. It wasn't like when I realized, I was born realizing that men should be treated the same way. My attitude was always that I was a citizen, American citizen. I paid my damn taxes, and I wanted my damn rights.
And now for our feature presentation.
Welcome to the Thinking Man's Templar, the place where we say one red pill life followed ways a billion blue pill lives, and where the soldiers coming from the war remove their armor, drop their swords, and have conversations with like-minded men. And indeed, gentlemen, once again, I am at your service. Welcome to the new week. Welcome to the new month. You gentlemen, I hope you're having a blessed week. Everything's going into August and everything's lined up for you properly. Your plans are working. Want to do this last drop for the month. Today's conversation, we're going to talk about Demeanor, your character. The title is called Men of a Lesser God. And around us, we all see the different examples of men who are broken, men who are astray, men who are weak, feminized, unactualized men. They serve a different master, right? Their master is the female deity, the mother goddess. They worship something else, so they operate under a different frequency level. These men are conducting themselves in ways that are foreign to men like you and I. We cannot understand why they operate this way, because they are men of a lesser God. That makes sense? Because what they worship is lesser than themselves. And right now, we have to understand that a man is not a man without a discussion on his demeanor. You know, yesterday a woman asked me, she said, I always get this out in Brazil, why are you so serious? My demeanor is so serious, so stoic, right? And this is something I hear all the time, mostly from women, right? They just don't get it. They really don't understand. My demeanor is serious because I modeled myself after serious men. I always felt that a man's demeanor should be complicated, hard to read. You shouldn't be a guy that's joking around, playing all the time. You know, kikiing. Because people don't take the jokester serious. The jokester has to have either a lot of money or a lot of muscle to be respected, right? He doesn't have to be. People always think they know you. That's why it's such an imbalance between a comedian and his actual self, because he's warring with the reality of people seeing him as entertainment, as his words are only useful to make others laugh and to make people feel good, as opposed to when he has serious ideas, no one is ready to embrace that side of him, right? And as a man, you want to be perceived as serious. You don't want to be perceived as a joke. You don't want people to look at you and think that you're a pushover, right? Too many smiles when they aren't warranted. Trying to be the entertainer of a group, especially women. They don't respect that. Don't try to be nobody's fucking entertainment. Don't make anybody feel comfortable without them earning that comfort in your presence, right? Make people wonder what you're thinking. Make people wonder. Ask questions. See that mysterious, that question I always get, why are you so serious? That's the mystery. That's the only way to get it. Like, why? It puts question marks in people's minds. And that's perfectly fine. People should never feel comfortable around you. They shouldn't be comfortable enough to crack an ill-hearted joke, somebody that's not close to you. They shouldn't be comfortable enough to ask you for something out of pocket, right? Disrespect you. Even, especially women, they should never feel comfortable doing most things around you. They should feel like they need permission or to know that it's cool. Or you don't want people to think that you're just a guy that they can run over. Your demeanor, man, your character, your integrity, your intelligence. You shouldn't waste words with people, right? Wasting words, talking to hear yourself talk. You understand? Speak when you got something profound to say. Don't just waste words in the air and the ethers because it feels good to hear your own voice. Nah, you should be a man of very few words. And the men that I've always respected were men like that. Right? All you see on TV nowadays is a bunch of men talking, running their fucking mouths, gossiping, rumoring, like females, right? Never trust a man who talks too fucking much. That's why I don't trust politicians. They talk too fucking much. All they do is fucking talk. How can you respect a man who only runs his fucking mouth? You talk too fucking much, man. You gotta watch people like that, man. Always remember that. When you open your mouth and you got something to say say what you mean what you say, and then you shut the fuck up. And let people deal with whatever reality they gotta deal with, right? Because you done gave them reality. So now they gotta adjust to the transfiguration of their fucking ideas and shit. Because you just gave them some real power, right? Always speak truth to power. Always keep it close to your heart. Always speak from your sword and your shield, right? And make sure people know when you talk, it's time to listen and shut up. You know, people shouldn't feel comfortable talking over you. And when you do talk with like-minded men, it should be an exchange of ideas, not a pissing contest. Not who's trying to see who's tougher, who's the man. And, you know, should be trying to learn when it's time to learn. Everybody can learn from everybody. You can learn from other men can learn from you. Always be willing and open to know that you know nothing. A wise man knows that he knows nothing, and that he can always acquire more information, right? Don't ever think that you're the end-all be-all of all knowledge and wisdom. That's insanity. You're not the Most High, right? But it's good to be a man of few words, man. My friend's father, right? This man raised 4 doctors, 8 children, I think a lawyer. You know, he has very successful outcome of his offspring. Many grandchildren, great-grandkids already. And I remember when we were younger, this guy he was the gym teacher for our school, and then he worked at a boys' home, a group home, at night, got up, came back to school. I didn't even know when this man slept, right? But he would be quiet, man. He was a quiet dude. He would sit and smoke his pipe, might have a little comment here and there, a little smirk. You know, we playing sports, he watches, man, you know, teaches how to do things on the court properly, baseball. But he was quiet. He just like, you know, you watch them coaches in the NFL, they sit there and they watch arms folded, just paying attention to things. That's how his father was. And he didn't really start talking to us like men until we got older. You know what I'm saying? He reserved the conversation for us when we were mature men, because he wasn't a guy to just sit around and run in his mouth like little kids do, right? When you're young boys, you could just sit around and ramble and talk about nothing. But as we got older, we matured into ourselves, he started to open up to us, because now he could talk to other men. You see what I mean? And that's how it's got to be. Nowadays, it's all about instantaneous, you want to say buzzwords, you want to say, you know, you want to fit a whole bunch of information into a small 30-second clip. You know, it's all about rumors and talking about whose name is hot right now. And that's all you see is men gossiping in sports. They gossip in sports more than they talk about sports. They talk about men and their character like women. Watch that stuff, man. Pay attention to that. Just because a group of men talking in a group on TV doesn't mean it's not gossip. You understand? They got little sports channels. I forgot what it's called. It's on YouTube, some bull called the Fumble or something, right? And all it does is talk about what athlete got what chick pregnant, and it's all a bunch of females. A female sports show that's basically gossip about their personal lives, right? And mostly white girls and other chicks talking about black men, right? But this is something that you gotta really know, that as a man, you gotta be adverse, you gotta be different, you gotta be, you know, when people are running their mouths, you should find yourself quiet. Read in the room. Having decorum, right? You shouldn't be out nowhere drunk and belligerent, where people can see that you're off your kilt. They can test you, rob you, bring violence your way, right? People think that your sensory is low. should never be out in the streets, stumbling, drunk, too high, too much partying. Always be that voice of reality amongst your circle. That's how you be a leader. When everybody's wilding out, and everybody's partying, and everybody's acting crazy, you be the one that's sober and clear. So when decisions got to be made on behalf of your friends, you can be the one in charge. Listen, all right, you're not driving. You're not going here. Let's get up out of here. Pay attention to beefs and dirty looks. Dudes get drunk, start talking to other people's girls, starting problems because they're not paying attention. You got to be the one that's watching these things, because this shit can mean your life, man. You jumping off the bridge with your friends and all of y'all fucked up, that could get one of y'all asses killed. Get y'all thrown in jail. Right? Get you jumped. People leading you, going to places you shouldn't go. Some of y'all live in gang territories, bad neighborhoods. You get drunk, you want to go to a party on the wrong side of the town. Remember that happened to us when we was younger, man. We got fucked up. We wanted to go just be out. We went to some party on the wrong side of town. My man had some beef we didn't know about. We ended up getting jumped by damn near fucking 15, 20 motherfuckers. Because we go to the wrong hood. My man got problems over some female, some young dumb shit. And we all going to a party not really paying attention to the circumstances. A lot of us got second chances. A lot of us got to make up for our mistakes, right? A lot of us got to survive our mistakes. A lot of people don't survive their mistakes. You gotta think about the possibility that something could become fatal, right? A fucked up look. The inability to walk away from a conflict. To say, all right, man, you got it. Doesn't mean you pussy. It just means that you know when to fight your battles and when to walk away. It's a time and place for everything. A grown man at some point, you shouldn't be throwing hands with nobody. Everything should be able to be talked out. You understand? Because when it comes to grown men, like I said, conflict can become fatal. A simple shove or fight with the wrong person, you beat the wrong dude ass, he's gonna come back and kill you. So you gotta know when it's at a certain age, you shouldn't be fighting about nothing. Even if you come in and find your wife fucking another dude in your crib, you should have the mindfulness to know, like, all right, cool. Let me get up out of here so I can go ahead and continue my life and get you out of it, right? You don't go downstairs and get the gun and come up there and start shooting up everybody and now you in jail for life. Because you can't control yourself. You just be a man of calm demeanor. Never let nobody see you on 10. Even when shit is crazy. Should be able to stand and analyze things. That's the sign of a warrior, man. Never getting rattled. Never getting thrown off a square. Never getting too excited about nothing. Even if inside you're crazy about something. Maybe certain things in your personal family, your birth of a child, you know, things like that. But everything else in the world, you got to keep your mind very focused and very keen on delivering a certain image, a projection of yourself, so that people don't think that they can fuck with you. People don't think that they can talk to you certain ways. When you keep yourself serious, people don't know what to do with you. Whether that's at work, whether that's with your relationships, your friends, your family. It's cool to joke around, but it's a time and a place for everything. And everybody don't get to see that side of you, right? Because other people that don't love you are going to use that as a weakness. That's why you don't be that little class clown motherfucker. Nobody respects him, right? Unless he's making money. You don't be no class clown. You don't be walking around trying to crack jokes and make everybody feel good. Nobody likes that motherfucker. Especially when people are not in the mood for it. You be at work, the one that dude who think he's funny, always trying to crack jokes when he's around the girls. Nobody likes that guy. Because he comes to die but doesn't. Because that's most men's default mechanism when it comes to being around women, is to immediately turn into an entertainer. Right? To immediately default into lessening himself, lessening his masculinity, turning it down so people feel comfortable. So you think that makes you more attractive. because you the funny guy, ha ha, right? But that makes you just more of a carbon copy of another 100,000 dudes. You're not making yourself special. The guy who stands in the corner in a room full of women and can still keep his composure quiet, cool, and calm, that's the guy they're whispering about. What's up with this guy? Why is you so serious? And that's what you're going to get. That's how women going to come at you. They're going to be like, why are you so serious? Why are you not smiling? What's up? That's the only way to know how to approach you, because you're like a fucking puzzle. Right? That's her way of trying to get in your cipher and see what's up. Because she's attracted to that. Oh, this guy's different. This is a sign of masculinity right here. That's what she's saying. That quiet, serious guy has a lot of signs of masculinity, especially in the era of the effeminized man, right? Especially in this era where most men are feminine and weak and kowtow to females. For you to be able to maintain and be constructively masculine in any situation will always, I promise you, always give you the ability to govern situations around you. Even if you're not the leader, you're just the guy who people are following because you look like you're in control. When people start panicking or people need answers, they're going to go to the guy whose gears are turning. I remember, I'll never forget this. One time I was sitting in the cafeteria, man, back in the day. And I'll never forget, I always kept this demeanor about me. Even when I didn't realize I was doing it, I sat one day and one of the gym teachers came up to me and somebody was like, "Damn, why are you so quiet? What's you so serious about?" And the gym teacher overheard it and he was like, that's because the gears are turning. It's a good thing. The gears are turning. Answered the question for me. So people, when they see that, they assume there's intelligence going on, right? Because the guy who's constantly running his mouth, constantly jumping off at the jibs, trying to talk, he's masking his lack of information, right? Because usually over a while, you realize he's saying a whole lot of nothing. But the guy who's quiet, he's showing signs that intelligence is actively taking place in real time. He's having thoughts. See what I mean? These are things that need to be taught to your sons. He needs to be taught to think like a warlord. I haven't met many warlords in my life, but I understand that a warlord had to carry himself a certain way. An emperor, a king, a ruler. He has to be a man of his words. He has to choose his words wise. These are things you got to teach your boys, right? Because the real mode right now for a thinking man, if you have a son, is to teach your son how to interact when he deals with one of these broken boys raised by one of these witches, right? And all he's going to want to do is act out on his mother's kill order and destroy him, right? He's a living embodiment of the violence that his mother holds in her heart for you. That's why he kills his brother like that. That's why he murders his brother with no thought. You have to teach your sons how to navigate and weave in and out of that. It's a skill. It's a skill to be a man. It's a skill to be a man of knowing and of understanding and of wisdom. And you have to carry yourself like that. Because everywhere you go, everywhere you look, someone's trying to tear down or rewrite or remaster or re-image you to the world before you can represent yourself for yourself. So people can see you as who you are. And it's sad, man. You know, people will look at you and expect certain actions out of you. But when you act with a high level demeanor, I'm talking about a man of gentlemanly, kingly, a regal air attitude about you. People don't know what to do with you. That's cool to be a man, a thinker. A man who puts his thoughts together before he speaks. Before he utters. That's why sometimes it takes me a long time to make these videos, because for me to be able to conduct an idea for an extended amount of time and stay on topic, it's not easy. So it takes me days and days and days to just go over it in my mind, to constantly think about it, to get my points together so that I can have an idea that's coherent and sharp and makes sense. This is something, a skill that I've developed over my lifetime, to be able to conduce or conduct a conversation, a monologue for you guys. It's not easy. But I look at men like Jim Brown, right? This is a man that I modeled myself after I've seen him in movies and I watched interviews by him. And when I got older, it was like I was finding myself. But I knew that I had a certain personality, a certain characteristic, but I didn't have a template. But once I started to see how Jim Brown carried himself, a man of thought, a man of understanding, a man of strength, a man of few words, but spoke his intentions, I knew right then and there that I wanted to be like that man. So I started to talk less. I started to joke around less. The class clown demeanor in me died. The guy who always wanted to be the entertainer, he passed away, he was gone. And I became a more serious version of myself. And once I became a more serious version of myself, people started to take me serious. I started to get more respect. I started to be able to move and navigate in certain places that I couldn't before. It's okay for you to be a man with a sense of humor. That's one of our gifts that God gave us. But it's also your responsibility to know when to hide that. You know what I'm saying? To know when to keep that to yourself. Because you don't get too many opportunities to show people who you are, to make a first impression. And I like my first impression to be mysterious. I like people to not know what's on my mind. I don't like them to have an idea who I am and think they'll be able to break me down or, come up with an answer about what type of guy I am. I like them to ask questions. Why are you like this? Why? Because think about it. A guy who exposes himself at all times, runs his mouth, tells his feelings, let people know what's on his mind at all times. No one has any questions about you. There's no curiosity there. See, but everywhere I go, I can drum up curiosity because people want to know why I am the way I am. And that's strength. And when you're dealing with women, that also equates into attractions. So you might have to learn how to think. Find someone that you look up to, a man that you would model yourself after, and look at his characteristics, his traits, and try to mirror that. There's nothing wrong with doing that. That's what men are supposed to do. You understand? If you find a man that you think in past history or present or whatever, and you feel like he has common traits and things that fit your personality, but he seems to have mastered them because he may be older than you, it's all right to take pieces and add them to yourself so that you can become the man that you feel that you should be. Right? And it doesn't matter, it was Marlon Brando or fucking whoever, Jim Brown for me, right? Whoever you think it is, Bruce Lee, all these great men that have come and gone, Malcolm X, whoever you think it is, just find, maybe it's somebody in your neighborhood, a mentor, someone you've met along the way, a musician, somebody. Find somebody in a positive light to mimic, because all these kids know is because their mothers don't teach them the value of mentorship of a man. So they follow and mimic the wicked, evil motherfuckers in the ghetto. They want to be like the worst dudes, but they don't understand the value in taking pieces from some of the best men you ever met and building your character to make yourself great. Right? It might be someone in your field of expertise, or someone who just feels like his character is just cool. And that's how you want people to see you, because that's how people see him. It might be Denzel Washington, or someone you think is cool and has the right words to say, has a great demeanor. It's all about demeanor. Young black men have lost their direction and they've lost their passion to keep up a certain level of demeanor when they're out in public. They carry themselves just like these ratchet females, like animals. Your ability to carry yourself with class and be genuine, and be someone that people could look at and say, that guy's a class act right there. He's a stand-up guy. I can't help but respect him. Even if they don't agree with you, they can always respect you because you stand on your word and you mean what you say and you say what you mean and you don't lie and you take care of your debts and you handle your business. And when people come around you, you're respectful, you're courteous, but you know when people need to be put in their place, and that's a man through and through. And when it's time to deliver wisdom, you can, but at the same time, you're wise enough to know that you don't know anything. And you're just a child in the eyes of God. And I think that's all you need. It's just for the younger guys or the older guys still finding themselves. Because finding yourself is a lifelong journey. It never ends. You're constantly finding yourself and revising and revisiting old things, and just keep on evolving. That's all I want you brothers to do. Just keep on evolving. Keep looking at yourself in the past and know that you're a better version of yourself. You're a better version than you were last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And that you can see the future improvements, right? Whether it's physical, whether it's mental, spiritual, whatever it is, financial, just keep evolving. So that you're almost unrecognizable to people who haven't seen you in a couple years. Right? Because you're just a child in the eyes of God. So. Once again, this is Thinking Man's Templar, a place where we say one red pill life far outweighs a billion blue pill lives, and when the soldiers can come in from the war, remove their armor, drop their swords, and have conversations with like-minded men. And indeed, gentlemen, once again, I'm at your service as we unveil and lift the veil of lies to give truth to the lives and existence that we live. I want you brothers to be safe. I want you to go into the next month strong, wise, with a plan, something that you can execute. I want you brothers to keep pushing. All you brothers moving in new career paths. All you brothers with those passports, saving that money. All you brothers that are starting to get your crypto up and you're getting your game together and you're getting your savings together and you're fixing your credit and all those things that you're doing, and you know that the progress is just chipping away. Just keep chipping the fuck away, man. Don't never stop. Keep evolving. It's your fucking world, man. Remember that. TMT, cover your 6.